What would the future look like in terms of stimulus and the stimulus checks if we get a red wave or red sweep after the election? That's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. However, in all fairness, I did make a dedicated video taking the other side, talking about what it would look like in terms of the future and stimulus as far as the stimulus checks if we get a blue wave. So like I said, in all fairness, I did make that video as well. So if you want to see the other side of this argument, please be sure to watch that video as well. But let's get right into it. Hey everybody, my name is Matt. I hope you're having a nice day. Thanks so much for checking me out. If you're new here, again, thank you so much and welcome to the channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. If you're returning, welcome back. Thanks so much for being here once again. Thanks for being such an awesome person and your continued loyalty. I sincerely appreciate it. All right, let's get into and talk about what it would mean if we get a red wave or a red sweep after the election. Now, I just want to preface this by saying, what does it mean if there's a red wave or a red sweep? This simply means red is representative of Republicans and blue is of the Democratic Party. So red sweep would be if the Republicans take the House, take the Senate, and maintain the presidency. So that's what it would mean if Republicans take all three branches of the government. So that's what I'm talking about in this video. And again, one more time, if you want to see the other side of this argument, be sure to watch that dedicated video about the blue sweep. So let's get right into it. All right, I have 4 different scenarios I'm going to be talking about in this video, and then we'll get into what do all these different scenarios mean as far as the stimulus going forward, especially those stimulus checks. All right, let's talk about it. So scenario number 1 is Democrats maintain control of the House. Republicans maintain control of the Senate. However, the presidency shifts into Democratic. What would this mean going forward? Well, it would probably not mean a whole lot, as far as we would probably be struggling with the same issues that we currently are with the stimulus package. The reason for that is if we have Nancy Pelosi in the House and we have Mitch McConnell over in the Senate, we would anticipate it's probably going to be down to those two. The reason I say that is because as of right now, Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, is the negotiator as far as the stimulus package goes on the behalf of President Trump and the Republican Party. However, if President Trump is not reelected, do we think Steve Mnuchin is going to be that the negotiator? He could be, but probably not. I mean, honestly, probably not. So it's probably going to be down to Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell to argue this thing out. Can you imagine that? How do you think that's going to go? I don't think it's going to go well. So that's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2 is Republicans take control of the House. Democrats take control of the Senate. And Republicans maintain control of the presidency. Again, now what does this one mean? Again, it's probably not going to do a whole lot. The worst thing that we could probably have happen as far as the stimulus negotiations is to have divided Congress, as in the Senate and the House. Having them divided by the parties is not exactly the easiest thing to do. Here's the deal. No matter who is in the White House, whether it's Republican, President Trump, or Democratic, honestly, I don't really think it matters who's going to be the president when it comes down to a stimulus package, because we know that a Democratic presidency is going to sign just about any stimulus package. We know that, right? As far as President Trump, if he is reelected, what is that going to mean as far as a stimulus package? Well, he's made it very clear multiple times that he would sign just about any stimulus package. Not, of course, not any stimulus package, but he would sign up to $2 trillion or possibly even more. So again, I honestly don't think it comes down to the presidency. I think it comes down to Congress, because that's where we're having the snags. That's where we're having the issues of the parties coming together and agreeing on something. So when Congress is divided, Democrats in the House, Republicans in the Senate, or vice versa, whatever it is, however they're divided, that's where we have the problems. So again, scenario number 2 being Republican House, Democratic Senate, Republican presidency. Again, it's probably not going to yield a whole lot. It's probably going to be same old song and dance that we're dealing with right now, which is stimulus stalemate, let's call it. Not a whole lot. They're making a little bit of progress, but overall, just, really not much. They're moving very slowly. Like I said in my other dedicated video for the blue sweep, we will get another stimulus package. We will. We basically already know, all of us already know we're going to get it. It's just a matter of when. Is it going to be in a week? Is it going to be in a month? Is it going to be in 3 or 4 months? We don't know that. That's where we're trying to, kind of narrow down. But I'm not going to speculate on that because that would get me in, some hot water with all of you here because I don't want to make any empty promises. So, all right. Scenario number 3 is Republicans take control of the House. Republicans maintain control of the Senate. However, the presidency goes to Democratic. Now, in this situation, we could anticipate that probably they would go back and maybe implement that the HEALS Act that the Republicans introduced earlier this year. Remember that one? That's the one with the $1 trillion price tag that Republicans proposed. So we could probably anticipate they would go along with that one. The reason is they don't need to fight with Nancy anymore. Nancy's gone. See ya, Nancy. She's out of there. It doesn't really matter anymore. So if Republicans are in Congress, so in the House and Senate, and they're controlling both of them with a Democratic president, they'd probably go for that $1 trillion package, push that through the House, push it through the Senate, and go to the president, where we know that the Democratic president would most likely sign it hands down, right? We just know that a Democratic president would likely sign basically any type of stimulus. We know that. So I hope that one makes sense. All right, scenario number 4, and this is the red wave, the red sweep, whatever you want to call it, but Republicans take control of everything. And that is, Republicans take control of the House. Republicans maintain control of the Senate, and Republicans maintain control of the presidency, as in President Trump is reelected. What could we see in this type of situation? Well, again, we'd probably see another stimulus. However, it's not going to be the $2.2 trillion that Nancy is arguing, and it's certainly not going to be the $1.9 trillion that Steve Mnuchin and Nancy are arguing right now. Why? Because if this were to happen, I would bet that Republicans would swoop right in and grab that $1.9 trillion package off the table and say, sorry, Nancy, that's no longer an option. It is not an option anymore. The reason I think this is because they've been working with Nancy to negotiate this out. They're adding things that they don't exactly want, but they're trying to come together with Nancy Pelosi on an agreement. So if Republicans take control of everything, the 3 branches here of this government, they're not going to have that $1.9 trillion. In fact, what I foresee could potentially happen is, again, they could maybe take the HEALS Act, that $1 trillion package that they proposed earlier a few months ago, which I highly doubt that would even happen. What I honestly think would happen, they would come in and they would do piecemeal bills and push this through one by one at a time. As in, stimulus checks, $1,200, boom, done. Pass it. Push it through, pass it. The reason I say this, actually, let me give you another example. Unemployment benefits, $300 a week, boom, pass it, done. You know what I mean? They're going to push through all of these things that they all agree on. They're going to push it through the House, push it through the Senate, get it to the president, slap a signature on it, and be done. The reason I think this is because they have made it very clear that they just want to push through the individual bills and packages as they agree on them. They've made it very clear. They've said this multiple times. Let's break up the package. Why does it need to be this colossal $2.2 trillion stimulus package when we can just break it up into individual bills that we all agree on and push it through one by one? Stimulus checks, boom, done. Send it to the people. Like lightning speed, they could do this. That's what we could anticipate seeing. Again, there could be a delay on stimulus checks once again, because if this is the case, they may wait until, next year when Republicans take control of the House, take control of the Senate. President Trump is back in, resumes his position. They could wait. However, Nancy Pelosi could swoop it right in and say, all right, let's get a deal done right away and try to push through as much as she possibly can while the House is still in control. So over the next couple months, November, December, and into early January, when the current administration is still in control, everybody is still in their positions, Nancy Pelosi could come in and all of a sudden start compromising on everything to try to get pushed through as much as she possibly can before she's out of there. You're out of here, Nancy. I figured a lot of you would like that because based on the comments down below, I would bet that I don't know, 90, 95, 97% of you can't stand Nancy. So I thought a lot of you would like that. But anyway, it certainly is going to be very interesting. If this were to happen, I think you're going to see Nancy Pelosi scramble and move very quickly. However, Republicans might kind of sit back and say, sorry, Nancy, you lost your opportunity. We had it on the table and you lost it. And no thanks. We're not interested in dealing with you anymore. Take a hike, woman. But anyway, so that is the 4 different scenarios. Again, I know there are far more scenarios than just these 4 I've laid out, but however, this is what I've laid out to, and I guess we're going to have to see what happens. I highly doubt we're going to have the answer to who is going to be the next president, whether it's President Trump or the new Democratic president. We don't know if we're going to have that answer, but I highly doubt it's going to be on November 3rd. In fact, I'd be willing to bet just about anything it's not going to be. The reason I say that, there are many states out there that are going to be accepting mail-in ballots. I said that with a weird accent. Ballots. I said it again weird. Ballots up to 3 days after the election. So I anticipate we will not know who the president is going to be, the new president, whoever that's going to be. We will not know who that president is going to be until probably November, I'm going to guess 7th, 8th at the absolute earliest. I would bet 4 to 5 days after the election is the absolute earliest we're going to know who the president's going to be. That's just my bet. It could be much longer than that. But anyway, I hope this video helps you out. And again, check out that other side if you want, the blue wave scenario also. Otherwise, if you're new here, thanks so much for watching again. And for all of you returning, thanks for being so awesome. You're amazing. You know it. But yeah, all of you are. Whether you're new, you're old, you're young. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you're all amazing. Thanks so much for being here with me. I really do appreciate it. And as you can probably tell, I have a lot of fun making these videos and just being here for all of you. So I love having this position. It's very important to me to be your advocate. And I'll be back soon. Thanks, everybody. I'll catch you later.